Just the other day, I was joking with you about these games that are high scoring, and if that's a new norm for you, and you were very vehement in your opposition to that. And then you go into Carolina and have 7 goals scored against you in that game. Is there one thing that happened in that game, Torts? Is this just a continuation of the defensive problems that you're having as a group? What happened there?
We have, I think, a total of 17 scoring chances against us that game. 14 of them are on, we have categories of where our chances come against us off the rush, whatever it may be, but 14 of the 17 were defensive zone coverage situations. So we struggled in our end zone. We are, Bobby, where it starts with for us is positioning. And before we even get to a puck in our defensive zone and start defending, it's our positioning by all 5 players. So we're just not getting to our spots. We're swinging out of areas. We're leaving good ice to go to bad ice. And we're having, we have 3 centers that Nashville is really the only natural center there. We're teaching 3 centers about coverages, about doing things we need them to do in our end zone. And there's been some struggles along with our D, but everybody has to give some skin here because I do believe positioning as we arrive into our end zone off our back check is not, we're not concentrating well enough to get to our spots so we can start coverage. And it's something we worked on yesterday.
David Savard is a guy that jumps out, and he really jumped out because he gave away a puck. You normally don't see him throw one right up the middle and give it away for a goal. Now, you got that goal taken off the board, fortunately, because of an offside. But when he did that, it had me think about him. And, we're used to him being so solid defensively. He's still blocking shots, I understand. But it looks like he, too, is going through some struggles right now.
Oh, yeah. Listen, the biggest, in general terms, the biggest problem with our team, and it's a team problem, is I don't think we can identify 4 defensemen being consistent throughout the year in our lineup, and that's really been a big part of our guts of our team has been our back end, and has been very inconsistent right on through our defensemen. I'm not going to throw it all on the D though either. As I said, our forwards are responsible for this too. But when you have a group of defensemen that I think have been inconsistent, and center icemen that we're trying to teach in all areas as far as what your coverages are, and just seeing the ice, yeah, you have some struggles. Having said that, Bobby, now Savvy's turnover, the game has just been. He's not seeing the game clear enough right now. It just seems like he's chased the game all year long. And usually he is very dependable, first of all, blocking shots and being a great pro. He is. But he can make plays too. And he makes the right play most of the time. It's been a struggle there. It's been a struggle as far as the tempo of the game too with David. And I'm not going to put it on any one position. This is a team thing. And quite honestly, I think our goaltending has to be better too, as we've gone through this as far as pucks going in our net. Are there some goals that get scored on in Carolina? We give 4 chances up in that second period. We calmed ourselves down after a lousy start in that second period, and we only gave up 2 other chances. We gave up 4 chances, 3 are in the back of our net. And yeah, would they be tough saves? Yeah, we need more tough saves right now. We're not getting that consistently either. So this is what happens when you end up losing a game 7-3.
Where's Zach Werenski right now? How's he coming along with his being banged up?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where he is today. He's not playing tonight. As I told the training staff, I don't want him here if it's going to be in and out, in and out. I want to get him healthy because he couldn't even get to pucks when he played the last time. To his credit, he wants to try to help the team, but he wasn't helping us because he just can't compete hard enough in where he was as far as his health. So I want him healthy. And so where it is today, I have no idea. I haven't even talked to the trainers.
Are you going with the same decor you went with on Monday?
Kooks comes out, Harry goes back in. Yeah, so we're going back and forth. I got Carly that's been practicing very well. He's another guy that's going to be on deck here as far as our back end. Yeah, so we'll see where it goes, but I'm going to give Harry another chance.
Dean Kukin got back in the lineup, and then I know you're still in the game in the third period. He takes a penalty, and that's
It's frustrating.
right. I know. I saw you on the bench. Of course, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for everybody, but and it's not like you're, you want to give guys other chances, but they've got to take advantage of those chances.
Yeah, and listen, Kooks played really well the first 7, 8 games for us. He's been inconsistent for the last little bit. We finally set, it's 4-3 at that time, late in the second period. We settled ourselves down after giving up 2 quick goals at the beginning of period. That's a big problem with our team, Bobby, too, is start of a period, end of the period. We're giving up goals, which is, it's so hard to recover from. But we did in that second period, and I don't think we played a bad second period. But then to just on a simple rush coverage to allow someone late in his shift, because that guy's basically trying to get off. I think if he holds the line and doesn't give him the middle and just pushes him down the wall, he's chipping it down and he's changing. But he overplays it so much to the outside. He allows a really good player cutting the inside, draws a penalty. And right now we're struggling killing penalties. And it's 5-3 instead of 4-3 going to that third period. Huge change of events. And I just don't think it needed to be that way. I don't think it was a hard play for Kooks. I thought he should have handled that situation. And I just don't think he's been consistent enough either. So we're going to switch him out again, try Harry there.
Yeah, you mentioned the goaltending. You think it needs to be a little bit better. You were able, since he came back from injury, you were able to kind of get Elvis in a little bit and get him some looks. So you're ready to ride him tonight, right?
Yeah, he's in tonight. And listen, I'm not trying to run down Corpy, but Corpy can play better. He can play better. And as I talked to some other people and other media outlets yesterday, when you're going like this and you just can't find your consistency, everybody needs to be better. Coaches need to be better. Goaltenders need to be better. It seems like it. You never talk about the goalies. Our goalies have to be better, and right on through our lineup.
And we've talked before, it's only a 56 game season. So I know you don't want to instill panic, but everybody knows that this isn't a regular year where normally you could work through this stuff October, November into early December before you start to really crank down on it. But you're doing this against the clock.
Yeah. And there's no panic because, I was asked after the game the other night, did the team get outworked? And, when you lose 7-3, that's the number one thing they say, oh, you got outworked. The effort was there. Our concentration, and we had a very good day of work yesterday with tape work prior to practice and then having practice, a good hour practice. And the whole theme was some of the things we need to correct, but the tape was basically about looking at the lack of concentration in situations, especially defensively. And, I think we're beginning to score some goals here. And, we score 3 quick ones and don't get anything after that. I think it's because we end up spending so much time in our end zone at certain times because we're not concentrating on our coverages. And they're not that difficult. And, I'll give you, for instance, the Del Z turns the puck over. It's really a 2-on-2 going to our net on Teravainen's goal where the play goes through Peeker. The puck can't go through Peeker. It can't. He's the passing player, or Teravainen was passing on his backhand. He's not going to shoot the puck on goal. It's a backhand pass through our player, and it's tapped into the net. We need to block that play. And that's what happens when you struggle a little bit in positioning is once there's one mistake, then you double it up with another mistake. And usually when you have a couple in your own end zone, you're in trouble.
Let me ask you a question about concentration, because as you're talking about all this, I'm thinking, I'm not trying to make an excuse. I want your real opinion on this. You're playing so frequently in this, like every other day, and you're trying to buy them a day off here and there. It is, in some ways, it's a busier schedule than they're used to. Is there so much going on that is distracting at all in the game that they're playing?
Nah, what's distracting to them is I think it's just a weird atmosphere when you play games. I think you're more in tune, you're more alive, you're more into it with intensity when there's people in the building and you feel the ebbs and flows of games and the momentum swings. There's just not that type of feeling out there. So I think that's more of it, but some of it's just, learning how to concentrate. Some of these guys have got to concentrate each and every shift. And so I'm not going to buy the schedule. All teams are going through it. Teams are finding ways to win games. We're finding ways to win some, lose some, and that's where we're just treading water here at around 500.
Yeah, I guess with today's attention span is like 3 minutes when they're on their
Well,
phone. So 45-second shift they should do.
yeah, today's athletes, it drives me crazy. We talk as coaches, we build a tape, and then you have to go over it 2 or 3 other times because you got to cut some clips out because we just have them for a couple of minutes. That's all the attention span we have. So let's make sure we cut some of these clips out. Where, to me, why not show it to them? If it is what it is. But we have all these discussions about attention span with these athletes, and I guess that's the trend of today's athlete.
That's
Don't
the
even
trend
get
of
don't even get me going there, Bobby. Don't get me down that road.
it is the trend of today's person, Torts. It's
Yes,
not
it
just
is.
athletes,
It
it's the
is. Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
I
it's crazy.
you know, everything I do, I cut it down. I try to cut it down to
Yeah.
nothing, which people probably appreciate. Max Domi's been on the wing now for you for a couple of games. Is he starting to come along in your opinion?
Yeah, I think he's beginning to skate. There's still not a lot of production. There's not a lot of. I need to see more energy out of Max. He's an energy guy. I want to see him get to pucks quicker, have the puck more. He is beginning to skate better. Listen, he's a good kid, and he's just as frustrated as everybody else is as far as lack of production. And he's just got to, he's got to keep his head down, just keep working at his game, and hopefully he can gain some confidence, have some good things happen for him. But it's still been very inconsistent.
Yeah, you always talk about pulling back the brain, pushing the right buttons. I mean, this is a guy when he was in Arizona, and then especially when he was in Montreal, he was a stirred up kind of guy. He
Yeah.
was that kind of guy that you just, you coached against him. You're like, oh, here comes this guy, and he's going to start something. We haven't really seen him start much, have we?
No, and I do think he's affected again by the atmosphere too. I do. Those energy guys, I think, really feed off the crowd. I think a lot of players in the league that are in that category of just being in your face. They need the juice around them, and it's different. And I think that may have affected him. But he's a pretty important guy for us to get going. We're trying, but I've switched him off the line now. I'm going to go with Grigorenko tonight with Stenlund and Borky. I just can't keep waiting. I got to be able to hang my hat on something here, and so Max will switch lines and see what happens from there.
Now, I know you don't like to label lines, but and I also know you've said that you want Grigorenko. You think he deserves to be in some kind of a top six role to give him a fair opportunity. Is that what you're seeing him in tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a chance there. I'm gonna put Max down with Nasher and Robbie. Although Robbie's probably been one of our most consistent forwards, and I don't know what the lines end up being during the game, Bobby, as you go through it. And Max will get his time. Grigorenko, I want to give him a chance there. In an offensive position. Max will switch power plays too. I'm going to put Cam where he was with Jonesy's group, and I'm going to move Max over in with Michael Delzato's group. And actually yesterday when we switched it and we practiced, both units look really good. So we'll, I can't keep on feeding, just feeding ice time. I just need to get something back because I got other guys waiting. I got Bemstrom that, he may get an opportunity here. He practiced with us yesterday. He scored 10 goals for us last year. He may get a chance if I don't get, I've got to try to get a couple lines going offensively.
Talked to Cam yesterday, and I asked him about the power play, about when you had him in the middle of the ice there and instead of on the flank. And, he talked about that position and how kind of foreign it was to him. And he said that was something that he talked to you about, that he wanted to get back on the flank. So, how much do you appreciate that? Because I know you like that conversation with players when they come to you and they talk to you about their situation, about the team situation.
Yeah. He's a guy. I've coached him for 5 years now, and we have a relationship. It's different than a guy that I'm just beginning to know. So he has a perfect right to come to me and give me his thoughts, which he did. And we could see it anyway. That position in the middle of the ice and that 1-3-1 on a power play is such an important position. Not just for maybe getting scoring chances, but just the support of the puck It's, it's put back into you to bring the penalty kills in so you can dish it back out. There's a lot of support plays that come into play. We can see Cam didn't really understand the support part of it. He's a goal scorer. He wants to set himself up for a scoring chance. And sometimes the area in the ice on a scoring chance is different than a support position. So we could see that he was a little confused. And when he started turning up his game, I want to give him a chance where he wanted to go there. I think he deserves it because I want to, him, he gets streaky. I want to give him every opportunity offensively. So he's going to go there.
And that helps you out a couple of ways because that allows you to keep Line A and Roslovic and Atkinson on the same power play unit, right? So, and every time, when you have a power play and you have different guys out there, then that affects how your lines sort out for the next couple of minutes anyway.
Yeah, that'll take a round. Yeah,
that'll make it easier.
Round of lines to get them back. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was nice of Cam to come and solve some of your problems like that.
Yeah. I'm not sure he was too busy worried about my problems. I think he was worried about his problems.
Hey, sometimes his problems are your problems. Okay.
They always end up being my problems, Bobby.
Well, we'll find out tonight if the solution has come or not on that, Torts. All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And best of luck against Nashville.
All right, Bobby, be safe.